Bobby, you're in a league of your own.
Why?
I don't know. Hi.
Here we go.
Like and subscribe. Please hit.
Hey everybody, welcome to Total Recall. We're doing a fun show where we're talking about nothing in particular. So I don't actually have a line from a movie to offer you today because we're going to be talking about Buffy the Vampire Slayer in 1 week, 1992's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But our co-host, the Wizard, is unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, he is entertaining family. And Gravy is actually still in France. Or maybe he's on his way back, or maybe he's dealing with jet lag. You know, it's difficult to get a real clear answer from that guy, what exactly he's doing, when, why, and how, and where. But we'll all be back, and everything will be back to normal in 1 week. This Wednesday, I guess, technically, since today is Wednesday. So this Wednesday, we'll talk about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But today, we thought, hey, why don't we just go ahead and talk about whatever the heck we feel like? So that's what we're doing today. And I'm going to bring out some friends here. Look who I'm going to bring out first. I'm going to bring out my friend Adam. Can you believe it? When does Adam ever get to come out first? Wow.
I'm not dressed.
I get
Just
you look great.
Thanks.
You look great. Is this your dress sheet?
Yes. My hood is at the cleaners, but this is the rest of the outfit.
Well, looking good.
Hope everyone enjoys it.
Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of requests to cover my face.
I would be insulted, but
I'm not even sure. What is my avatar right now? I didn't get an avatar special for. Oh, I'm still from Split Second. Rucker Hauer holding a heart.
I could turn on my full vinyl cam. Hang on here.
Uh-oh.
See if the OBS will run without crashing my computer. Stand by. Stand by. Stand by. Oh yeah, that fan is screaming. That is a tired computer right there. Okay, let's see.
Whoa!
Hey.
Whoa! I don't even know how to do that. Like, I'm pretty technically
full body shot.
Yeah. Like, I don't even know how that
Drink
works.
it in, ladies. Drink it in.
Beautiful. Yeah, I don't know how to do that with my own stuff.
I barely can make it happen. Barely.
Yeah. All right. Well,
you got to get OBS or Meld or something like that, and then it gets whatever you insert there gets picked up as a camera.
Oh.
I don't know anything.
Yeah, that is totally above my head. Yeah, we need to get my dirty friends in on that one. Yeah. Well, have you had a good week? I guess it's been a couple weeks now.
No.
You still reverberating from Split Second? Like, what's?
I'm still dreaming about it.
Yeah.
Really, all I can think about is having wet feet in heavy gothic boots, sloshing through Legionnaires filled puddles. And, it had a real effect on me, let me tell you.
Yeah,
I'm glad I watched it, but holy mackerel.
Hey, it's Buck76. How you doing, our friends? Good to see you. We're not talking about anything in particular. We're just talking. So anything you want to talk about? No, well, maybe some topics will be taboo. We'll see. We'll see when we get there.
Jethro, you're cutting out like a son of a bitch.
Oh, am I?
You are roboting and skipping, and your audio's a mess.
Oh no!
Stop playing on the computer.
I'm not. Let's see here.
Oh, we might have lost him.
Can you hear me, or is it still doing the thing?
That's fine. I'll run the show.
Okay. All right.
Okay, now you're back.
Okay. I think I wiggled something weird or something. I don't know. Okay. Let's just go ahead and bring out some more friends here, since we got a few more friends here.
Yeah, we like friends.
Yeah. Here's Babs. Here's our friend Babs. Hey, Babs.
Hey.
Hey.
I don't know how to make myself bigger.
Yeah.
So you'll just get my tiny Hollywood star.
Believe me, it's a struggle for people all over the place. How can I make myself bigger?
I don't want to make myself bigger.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a whole industry on how to make men bigger and hairier, longer. And, I don't know.
That sounds awful.
Yeah. It's
guys,
not a pretty sight, and I don't recommend looking into it.
Keep me in the lineup here.
Oh, yeah, I think the clipping might be on your end.
Keep me in the line here, and I'm gonna reboot fast.
Okay. Well, we'll just ignore you for a little bit.
We can ignore him. That's fine.
I accept responsibility.
Yeah. But school's out, so we've been having fun with school out.
Well, sort of. I'm covering summer school.
Oh, okay. So school is not out.
No. And then as soon as this session of the summer school ends, I go and attend a day camp at a different school for the month of July. And then I go back to my regular school in August to start up. So I don't really have a summer off or, anything like that. I'm just going to be working. So it's, it is what it is. But I do like having a paycheck over the summer versus not having one over the summer.
I do remember last year how that was pretty stressful.
That was horrible. So I'm very grateful to have the work this year.
Yeah. And it's not, I mean, it's different, right?
It's a lot different. It's a lot more mellow.
There you go.
And most of the kids that I see during the day right now, they're all like special needs kids. The summer school is meant for, special education kids so that they can, so that the parents have respite care, and then so that they are still able to get transitioned into peer-related classes. So it's different. It's a lot more mellow, but I still have all the kids over the summer.
Yeah. And, since it's just the special needs kids, none of the bully kids are there.
No, none of the bully kids are there. Although I will say we had a kid try to elope the other day. Elopement is just a fancy word for schools where kids try and run out of their classes or try and run off campus and things like that. This girl made it to the front gates, which were locked, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she started to climb the vertical bars of the gate. She almost made it over the top. And this is the skinniest, smallest kid I've ever seen. It was an unprecedented feat of upper body strength, which I do not have and will have never had. But it was just kind of really impressive. I'm like, wow, hey, you're really far up there. Let's help you get down now, kiddo.
That is really impressive. Wow.
Oh.
I mean, she really doesn't like school.
No. We did end up calling mom and say, hey, she's not having it today. Do you want to come and pick her up? She's like, yeah, that's fine. But yeah.
Okay, when you get here, just so you know, she's stuck on the bars out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, most people would call it escaping. Talking. Yeah. Most people would call it escaping, but in school language, it's called elopement. So yeah.
Extra.
We got a runner.
We got a Logan's run. What was Logan's? Just a runner. Yeah. What was?
We got a runner.
What was Logan's job title though? He's like yeah.
I haven't watched that movie in a couple of years now.
Yeah.
I think Adam and I watched it a few years back.
It's fun and it fizzles out in a big way before it's over,
Yeah. Yeah.
I really like the first half of Logan's run quite a bit. And then the second half, they were like, well, we found this awesome public fountain in Dallas, and we're just going to base the rest of this film around that.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think I'm the same way. I really liked the first half of it. The second half, the final third of the movie just kind of falls apart. But the set decoration is very cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so.
And great cast. I mean, I do really recommend checking out Logan's Run if you've never seen it.
If you've never seen it, highly recommend.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll use that for a total recall.
Yeah.
Hello.
You're back.
Hey, you're back.
Hi.
You're back.
That's better.
Cool.
It was all me, as usual.
Well, I'm excited to bring out our friend Jess, who has been waiting ever so patiently in the wings. And we have missed you the past several episodes. I know that it's Earth Day. You've had a lot to do in, saving the Earth. So, for such a noble cause, we will sacrifice your company, but we are so glad you're back.
I have missed you guys. So happy to be back. And so happy to plug Batman and Robin this Pride Month. Happy Pride Days.
Yeah. I mean,
this drag show of a movie. It's the best one.
It is like Batman in drag. And
it is Batman the drag show.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And that's why there are nipples.
Bat drag. That's what I'm talking about. Bat nipples.
Bat nipples.
It's a camp masterpiece. I'll die on that hill, and I'll use every excuse to sing the praises of Batman and Robin.
I'm not mentally prepared to argue with you on that front.
You Totaled Recall folk have squandered your opportunity to revisit Batman and Robin because Hyperreal is screening it at the end of the month, and I will be there, so it will no longer be on my list.
Yeah. Oh, well, I have a sense you're still going to like it.
100%.
It would be a good recall episode, though, because I have not seen it since I saw it once. I've seen it once in my life in the theater, and I am the type of moviegoer that if everyone is saying something is exceptionally bad, then I just want to see it even more. And I usually wind up in like an empty theater. Like this happened for Cats. This happened for Battlefield Earth. Like we went to see Battlefield Earth at the last multiplex in Austin on Thursday, so it was like essentially their last screening of Battlefield Earth, and it was just me and my friends, if I recall properly. So, yeah.
Hey.
Oh,
Hey.
looks like our bookkeeper.
Oh my.
Shifty eyes.
Yeah.
I won't say no to watching this camp masterpiece twice in Pride Month.
Yeah. Well, we ran into you. I do want to talk a little bit about I Love Boosters at some point tonight. I did bring a slide for it, but we ran into you there. That was a lot of fun. Like, you're in the right place at the right time when you run into your fellow live streamer, You're like, okay.
Along with other friends. We saw so many friends in that theater that evening.
Yeah, it was a sudden zeitgeist. Well, I'll feel comfortable telling these people to shut up if they're talking during the movie. Right?
I would never.
No. I mean, actually, that'll get you beaten up in real, outside of movie theaters and take that seriously. Anyway. All right, let's bring out Pride of Pumpkinhead. I like that.
Hi.
Oh, and it's Divine.
Hey.
Divine.
Oh my goodness.
You look divine.
Wow. She is finding me guilty of assholism. And I cannot disagree. Like guilty as charged.
You caught me.
I was also looking at pictures of Ursula from The Little Mermaid.
Oh, she's my favorite.
Kind of divine influenced, but then I thought, well, that might be a little bit meta. She's still, I think, a queer icon in her own right.
100%.
But, yeah, just a small bit of overthinking on this one.
Well, you couldn't have made a bad choice between the two, frankly.
Good point.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. How things been in post split second? You're like everything in your life is now pre and post split second. So just wondering how that's going for you.
Good.
One.
I have been recommending this movie.
Oh, good.
Just out of like,
Spite.
just like, do you want to see something that's gonna leave you bewildered?
Mm-hmm.
I have a rec.
Have you ever thought that maybe if you just took all the like cliches from cop films and wrote a script based on just those all together?
Yeah.
It is a movie where someone says you look like shit. And one thing
I love that
repeatedly.
line.
Yeah.
Repeatedly.
One thing that Total Recall has really taught me, it's that people say that in films an alarming amount. Like so many movies have the line "you look like shit."
Have you seen the supercuts of it? There are people that have done like hour-long supercuts of that line from different movies.
Oh my god! I mean,
that's a thing.
It's actually in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Is it?
Yeah. Or I think he says I look like shit. I'm not sure.
No, it's you look. She says you look like shit.
You look like shit. Okay.
The best version is in Blade, where Chris Christopherson says you look like hammered shit.
Yeah.
Which little riff.
Yeah,
I like the Gallagher. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That is a shame. Yeah, like what arts and crafts project involves poop? Don't answer that question.
Let me tell you all about it.
Well, since we're digressing,
Already. Oops, all digressions. Hey, there is one thing that is not movie related that I wanted to talk to y'all about, and I'm just going to do it now.
Dear.
Maybe you've already heard about this guy, maybe you haven't. But hardcore show, a band called End It. That's the End It's bass player behind you there. Made the decision to call out the guy who shows up to the show in a banana costume, which is not that uncommon, right? Like, usually when you go to a rock and roll show, someone is in a funny costume. Could be Jesus, could be Santa, you know.
His costume looks sequined.
Yeah, it's sequined, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's shiny. I would hate to be stuck standing behind this guy. So what happened is the singer for End It encourages the crowd to take the banana costume off. And he did this. Part of his statement was, you wanted to be the center of attention, and now you got it. You know, you wanted attention. Here's your attention. And the attention that he got was that his banana suit was destroyed and he was injured.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he wasn't seriously injured, but he was knocked around, you know, like, he you know, at a hardcore show, you can't kind of, especially if you're up front like that, you can kind of expect to get knocked around. But I have been wondering how other people feel about this, because there's a lot of, there's a lot of like one side versus the other, where some people are like, hey, you go to a hardcore show, crazy shit's going to happen. That's the whole environment, the purpose. Like, violence is often brought up as themes in hardcore songs.
No.
And also, like, criticizing him for first character vibe, you know, like main character vibes, like just showing up and being, like the singer said, like showing up and being like, look at me, you know, when they're all there to see hardcore. I would like to give the singer grace and just say, like, you know, when you're on stage, sometimes you can make a mistake, you know, like, I don't know, but I don't think it was right for him to encourage people to remove the banana costume.
No, I think that's wholly inappropriate.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Disrespectful. Yeah, I mean, there's a difference between getting injured moshing and getting injured from violent, like, attack from people. Like, that's not cool. Yeah, I don't think that's cool at all. Like, I'm a small person, and I do not like people, like, I hate when tall people go to the front of a, you know, crowd, and that's obnoxious in its own right, don't get me wrong, but that's not deserving of getting, like, your ass beat and, like, clothes torn off you.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the tall guy at the rock and roll show with the t-shirt that's, you know, apologizes for his height?
Yeah. Well, if you're that self-aware, you wouldn't be that far front.
I feel like I've never seen that tall guy, because there's another tall guy in front of him. Behind him.
There's going to be tall guys everywhere. It's inevitable. Yeah. It happens. I hate it, but what can you do? I mean, I guess you could stick a whole crowd of people onto him, but that's your choice, bro. I'd make a different decision.
Yeah, as a tall guy, I often, like, will look behind me, and if I can help someone out by letting him be in front of me, I will. But I also recognize that for folks a certain height, it's just an endless sea of the back of someone's head, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really help if I'm like, don't look at the back of my head, look at the back of this guy's head in front of me.
Well, I won't even lie. As a 5 foot tall woman, I would much rather have a sequined banana in front of me instead
Yeah.
of that man with that shirt.
Yeah. Oh, good to know.
At least I
All
can admire the
concert go-
sequined
yeah.
costume.
Planting some seeds
Yeah.
here.
I'm looking at this sequined costume. I'm like, wow, that's cute.
Think of how awesome you would be if you had like a hat with a GoPro on it, and then you put a tablet on your back for the people who are short behind you.
Yeah,
Now
let's
that's
make that
an
a
ally.
thing.
You would be like, I mean,
I'm
that
live
would-
streaming 30 feet in front of you. Enjoy.
That's using your tall privilege responsibly.
yeah.
This person might
Right.
get shepherded to the front. Beth.
Yeah. I have been to music festivals where, people are doing like, hula hoops and scarves and those stick things. And I have been like grouchy concert goer where I'm like, I'm not here to see you, jackass. And I wouldn't want anyone to, I wouldn't be like getting up on stage and being like, get those kids with the hacky sack, but I guess like
I would.
but I guess
Degenerate.
I guess in my grumpiest or less social moments, I can kind of relate to the idea where it's like, like, hey, no one showed up, no one's here to see you in your banana costume, dude. Like, glad you're having fun, but like you're not the center of attention. So
He is now.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Congrats.
I think like now that like the worst part of it is over for him, there's a very likely chance that everything else going forward will work out for him. Like he's gonna get.
Well, I mean, it's whether is he going to take the proper lesson from this, or is he just going to keep wearing grandma's banana costume? We don't know.
I have a very strong suspicion he's going to continue wearing the costume, but I think like, maybe hard, like just bands in general will see him and be like, he's okay, he's good, like we like him, buy him a drink, or they'll let him on stage with him. I think probably good things will start coming to him as a result of this wild.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I don't like to see anyone roughed up or
Yeah.
singled out or whatever, but like I started going to hardcore shows in 84, 85 in New York City,
Mhm.
and it was no rules.
Yeah.
It was absolutely no rules. People were throwing punches. Like
Mhm.
it was just insane all the time, every time.
Yeah.
Like it was just like there was a contingent of people who were like sort of on the jock skinhead side of the spectrum that would just go there and start beating people up. Like
Yeah.
you didn't need a banana costume to be put in an ambulance. So
In my day.
yeah, I mean there's all well, I mean that's where I grew up. So
Yeah.
take it or leave it. But I'm certainly happy that things have gotten a little more civilized.
Mhm.
There's a certain etiquette now that is better established than it was back then.
Yeah.
And no one thought good things about those people that were starting violence or whatever. But like it was a pretty well self-organized, mosh pit or crowd or whatever you want to do there. And things have gotten better. Crowd surfing is definitely less popular, and stage diving is almost dead. So
Yeah.
don't single out the banana guy.
Yeah. And again, like, I can't stress this enough. This, wearing costumes to concerts just is something people have always done. Like you see concert movies from the 70s, and you see that people were wearing outrageous costumes.
Well, if you want to break it down all the way, everyone there is wearing a costume.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we want to have that discussion, you know, everyone is wearing drag and everyone is wearing a costume.
Yeah.
Hanayama-san, good to
Yeah.
see you.
Thank you so much for joining us and joining us on Rumble. I almost forgot to just plug that we are having a simulcast on Rumble as well as YouTube, and that is covered on the B-roll stage.
Thank you.
Yeah. Don't just check us out on Rumble on the B-roll stage. Check out everything the B-roll stage offers you, because there's lots of great stuff. And the library keeps getting bigger and bigger on Rumble there.
Oh, we'd be tickled if you did, and we appreciate being able to simulcast Total Recall.
Yeah. Yeah, we're glad for
sharing the love.
Yep. Glad for joining you. So yeah, I am, you know, in the end, like, I am definitely anti singling out the banana guy, and you know,
Right.
Someone in the band needs to know, like, if you tell the crowd to do something, you know, they're going to do it. You know, they're going to do it. You know,
they're going to do it.
Yeah, it's you know, like, you should only be using that power for, you know, when someone's being assaulted, and you're like, hey, let's stop this assault, or someone passes out, and you're like, hey, give this person some room, you know.
Well, what are people saying about the singer or whoever on stage instigated this?
Yeah,
they're sticking to their guns, and they're not getting especially lambasted. So it really is kind of a one side versus the other sort of thing.
Interesting.
Yeah,
it's a real banana split.
Stop.
Whoa! You've been saving that for 20 minutes.
Yes, I have.
Well done, young lady. Well done.
Thank you.
Oh.
Jesus.
That was good.
God damn it.
I'm 100% impressed. Very well done.
It wasn't more obvious.
Thank you.
Yeah. Before we move on, I also, like, just in staring at the slide for a few minutes, I think, like, that look on his face is one of fear, you know? Like, he's turned around, he's heard what Endit has to say, he's turned around, and he's like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
He's
I
thinking
cannot.
The face of the lady with the geometry on her face.
Yes. I would be so scared too, man. I would be so scared. Like, oh no, you know, like, you just wouldn't expect that. But and I, you know, and not for nothing, I guess I'm not ready to move on yet. Not for nothing. Like, what if instead of a banana costume, he was just dressed, you know, like, let's say he was just very, very trumped out, you know, like he was wearing, like, you know, MAGA or something, or just like, you know, would there still be that much outrage over the event? Or, you know, do you think that's a circumstance where people would be like, hey man, you went to where that wouldn't be popular, you know, and that's what you got, you know? But I don't know.
I'm not here to how do I say this? I don't think anybody's going to show up to that kind of performance in MAGA 1, but
yeah,
if you did, I would still be really appalled at the violence. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as they weren't, like,
I mean, being asked to leave, sure,
100%.
but you know, but I that kind of violence, it's just, I really hate it. And you know, I wasn't at hardcore shows in New York, but I've been to a few raves in San Francisco, and I never saw anything like that. I don't know. Maybe it's a West Coast thing.
I have a quick point.
Uh-huh.
I don't know any of the parties involved here, and it doesn't excuse it. But is there any chance that there's some sort of personal offstage situation going on, and this guy called him out because he shorted him a dime bag or something?
I've not heard anything like that. The only thing I could possibly think is that, maybe because they had seen bananas at hardcore shows before, they were like, if that banana guy shows up or someone shows up in a banana costume, I'm not having it,
It's like a weird reaction to just be like pissed off immediately. Like that's a fan.
Yeah, and just being like, you wanted attention, now you got it. Like here's your attention.
Like,
it does seem oddly vindictive.
I don't endorse wearing the banana costume at a show. I don't think the response or the reaction he got from it was warranted. Should someone talk to him about like show etiquette?
Well, it's kind of why I'm asking is like, as someone who used to play and whatever, like if someone was regularly coming to my show in that getup, I'd kind of be all about it,
Yeah.
If I didn't have a personal problem with the guy, like, it's helping create spectacle, and that's what you want to do.
Yeah. And that guy was dancing. If you point that guy out, like Banana Man dancing, more people are going to dance, like you're going to get like, it's going to be infectious, if you're like, hey, look at the banana and he's dancing. But I also understand that nobody in hardcore bands say dance while they're on stage.
Yeah.
No.
Don't yuck someone's yum.
Right. And it is kind of like, everyone I've ever met who's been in a hardcore band has been a pretty nice guy, like just very sweet. So
generally, yeah.
Yeah. So nice that at least End It walks the walk, They're apparently assholes. So
well, yeah, it's not 1985 anymore. Let's not beat up and strip the banana guy.
Yeah.
Let's not do that.
Let's not strip anybody. Like that's so.
Yeah. And what?
How old are we?
Do you even know what he was bringing? Yeah. I like this idea. They took it off and they were like, uh-oh. I'd have assumed you had something under that, buddy. Sorry. My bad.
Can we get you a banana sling?
Can we now put it back on the gentleman?
I'm starting to feel a little inadequate.
Okay.
One time, this is a little digression. I was on my way to an appointment, and coming at me the opposite direction was a very old man with skin the color of fine Corinthian leather.
Oh, yes.
Wearing a yellow banana hammock.
Wow.
While riding the bike. And I'm mad to this day that I didn't get a picture of it.
So
because that was one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen in my life.
Was he evenly tanned? Was this a
yeah, I mean, I'm not kidding you. It was like an all over thing. He had white flowing hair, very tan, very leathery skin all over, riding his bike, wearing a yellow banana hammock.
All right.
Unbelievable.
It's burned into my brain.
See, y'all make fun of California, but we got it going on over here.
There you go. Living his best life.
That's right. Airing it out. Catching some rays.
Were there any tan lines?
Well, not that I could see. And like I said, the hair he was a little thin on top, but I wouldn't call it a mullet.
Mm-hmm.
So
let's stamp out places where the sun don't shine.
There you go.
Amazing. Okay, what else? Let me. Oh, we are going to talk some about Pride Month for sure, and folks involved in film that are particularly inspiring for what they've done. I had a few names that I wanted to bring up, and of course anyone else can. But also, I do want to point out that this past week, Clint Eastwood retired at the age of, I think, 96. Is it 94 or 96?
Gosh.
Hang on. I happen to have his IMDb page.
Oh, okay, great.
May 31st, 1930 is his birthday. So, yeah, 96.
96. Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. And just, I don't like his last directorial effort was just a couple years ago. So he, as a director, he really worked very hard and constantly. And he's known for, or he was known for, he's retired now, but known for single takes, quick takes, and moving on, and actually getting grumpy with actors when they would ask for extra takes. Very budget oriented.
He's the same way at the Beverly Hills Sizzler. I've seen him ordering people around. So,
when he's at the hometown buffet, he's like,
"Yeah,
you cut it thick, you cut it quick, so I don't have to make a second trip. All right? Do you understand? You're wasting my time. I'm Clint Eastwood."
I asked for 4 vanilla egg creams. You brought 2.
Mm-hmm. I have been wondering what you originally know Clint Eastwood from. I can tell you in my lifetime what I originally recognized Clint Eastwood from.
There you go.
And
yeah,
these movies would actually be a good total recall because I've never revisited them, and I don't even know what they're fucking about. Like, I have no idea why these apparently
It's about a monkey.
impoverished friends have an orangutan. Like, I don't know what this movie's about.
I will give Clint one big shout out is he actually does carry an engine block in this movie. He picks up
like an actual block.
Yeah, like a Ford engine and carries it over to a
God.
tree stump, and you can tell he is not faking because he is in pain. Yeah.
Well, look at his arms here. I mean, he's in great shape. Like, this is the 70s.
Pretty wiry.
Mm-hmm.
And
well,
Ruth Gordon,
maybe he wanted a hernia. You don't know.
Yeah, well, I think Ruth Gordon could probably take him. But this is where I know him from, and Dirty Harry.
Dirty Harry, yeah.
Yeah.
I think this was also probably my very first introduction to Clint Eastwood. No, that's not true. Because my mom had a real fondness for Paint Your Wagon.
Paint Your Wagon?
Paint Your Wagon is a musical starring Clint Eastwood and Lee Marvin.
They both sing?
What?
Yes.
Oh, no.
That's a lot to digest.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, my mom had a real fondness for that movie for whatever reason, because it is weird. And she really loved it. So that might have been my first introduction, but this was definitely a close second.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when we were kids, we weren't right on the good, the bad, and the ugly. It was more like this kind of stuff. From
Right. Yeah. This is, and I actually, like, as I was sorry, I don't know why I just love the word bonobo.
They tore that bonobo costume right off him in the middle of the savages.
It's fun to say. It's fun.
And then you don't want to know what they did to him.
Yeah.
How they resolve conflict.
When I was, first becoming kind of a film nerd in like early high school, I could not get into the trilogy, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like I don't know, like something about like its pace or the way it looked.
It's not a kid's movie.
Yeah,
No.
took me a while to get into that, but I do remember when Unforgiven came out, and that was a big deal. I mean, Unforgiven was a huge.
I think Unforgiven is arguably one of the best Westerns ever made. I am not a big Western fan. I never have been. I'm pretty picky about them. And it's intense. It is an intense film. And it has an amazing cast. And I think it's probably, I do. I think it's probably one of the best Westerns ever made. And I think it's one of his best movies ever made. Every performance in that movie is a revelation. Gene Hackman kicks the holy shit out of Richard Harris in the middle of the street. It's crazy.
That's an incredible scene, and it's also one that you simply just not see coming.
Yeah.
I think it's even still a surprise. Like with rewatches, you're still kind of like, whoa.
It'll still catch you off guard.
Yeah. And I do feel like a lot of the ideas in Unforgiven then kind of like just went on to inspire future Westerns. Like, of course, since the 70s, they have not made Westerns like they used to,
No.
I don't know.
Very few.
Yeah. I don't know, like what, like it's just kind of like, the ideas of action movies started to change. And I think that's kind of what Peckinpah's going with the Wild Bunch, is, this idea that like, yes, like, like movies are going to change, just like the West changed, just like these guys got old. See, they're all old now, sort of thing. But we were getting more and more obsessed, not just with war movies, but with like in between war movies, like Rambo and stuff like that, or Missing in Action. There wasn't actively a war going on, but there's still lots of covert stuff and whatnot. And then, of course, you have Buddy Cops and Die Hard. Or Western. But a lot of what he did in Unforgiven resonates in Westerns today. We still come out with a Western every once in a while. And I think Richard Harris, like that whole bit is a part of that. This idea that like, he's the poser. He walks around with this guy who's writing his bullshit life story sort of thing, I really like it.
Yeah, I did too.
And I remember like I was like, I love Clint Eastwood now. And I went to go see a Perfect World, like his follow-up to Unforgiven, which is a strange movie, and I haven't seen it since I was a kid, and I think it's probably got political overtones to it that is going to alienate me nowadays. Because unfortunately, in the very, last portion of his career, like politics made their way into his films more and more and more. And I don't know. He seems to have gotten worse taste. For someone who made orangutan films, that's a feat.
It was a different time, you understand.
But yeah, like my obsession with Clint Eastwood ended with his very next movie. It's kind of how his whole career went, like he had a hit and then he had a flop, and then he had a hit and then he had a flop,
I think in the early 70s he had like he was so hot. He had like a string
Mhm.
of everything going right for him.
Mhm.
And I don't think it was up until like the 80s, or the early 80s, where things kind of started to
Well,
slide downhill a little.
Clint didn't meld perfectly well with the 80s action movie.
Right.
No.
So, they kept trying to keep that Eastwood train rolling, but
Mhm.
the times were changing. So,
Yeah.
But like in the
But-
70s, I mean, he starred in Dirty Harry. That kicked it
Mhm.
off. He had Play Misty for Me, which is so creepy.
I've never actually seen it. I've always meant to, but I've never seen it.
It
But
is
that's a good one.
psychologically disturbing,
Mm-hmm.
even by 1970s standards. Very disturbing. But he also had things, like Outlaw Josie Wales and High Plains Drifter. And those were all like in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Even this, the Every Which Way But Loose movie, even this movie was, or not that one, but the other one, was late 70s.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
And
by the 80s, he was in things like Honky Tonk Man and Pink Cadillac, and they weren't that great.
yeah, yeah, and like if you've ever seen Magnum Force, like that is a perfect example. It's one of the Dirty Harry sequels. It's a perfect example of how you know action movies are going one way, and like Adam said, he just does not fit.
he's not a Stallone, he's not a Schwarzenegger, and thank God.
Yeah.
But things shifted around him.
Mm-hmm.
But he kept regaining his footing through the decades, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. But I also think when did he start directing stuff? Was it the 80s?
He
Late
started
80s.
directing in the 70s, I think, actually.
Oh, really?
really?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
When was Bridges of Madison County?
Not
Oh,
until
that
like
was
mid 90s.
Mid
yeah,
90s.
Yeah.
That was after Unforgiven.
Okay.
Like that came well after, I think, Unforgiven,
Yeah.
even.
Yeah.
And that was early 90s.
But he directed High Plains Drifter, which was kind of like his own, verse. I think he did that. I think he directed that one, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't
Really?
know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he starts directing. I'm pretty sure he starts directing in the 70s, and he really never stops. And when he makes a bad movie, it still was on time and under budget.
He was a very efficient director.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So and that makes sense because he really knew the industry so well at that.
Oh yeah, that was what he grew up with. So.
Yeah. And you can look up the Sandra Locke controversy if you want to know, some very unflattering things about him. But I wasn't thinking we were gonna bring that up. Just
we can skip that.
Yeah, just a discussion of some of the better things about him. But yeah, he was known for not having any chill. I don't think he was a particularly nice or good guy in real life. But to hear Sandra tell this tale, it's pretty harrowing. But he is also an inseparable icon with Hollywood. I mean, there just simply is. It's been going on for decades. And yeah, the 80s were rough on an action hero that isn't a Schwarzenegger, but he survived, and his career, starting kind of with Unforgiven, had it, yet another act to it. the sort of thing Tarantino swears will never happen to you. It happened. So so that's, I mean, yeah. Anyone else have anything they would like to say about Clint Eastwood? Anyone have any first time memories when they first became aware of him, or anything, or want to move on?
I will say he smells like $1 million. You wouldn't think so, but wow, that man!
He smells green and wrinkly.
It kind of gives me a little lady boner, every time I'm around him. No, I don't have anything real to add. The man speaks for himself.
Yeah, I had a friend who lived in Georgia and worked on Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. And
that was shot while I was in school there.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she reported
not a
to
good
me,
movie.
Yeah,
no.
I've heard it's not a very good movie. But it was a flop too, right? It was a celebration.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and it flopped. But she reported to me that, like, anytime she met Clint Eastwood, he was a very nice, mild-mannered, friendly guy. She hung out and partied with Kevin Spacey, and
Ugh.
it said John,
Yikes.
yeah, it said John Cusack was kind of a jerk. So that was her impression.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh man, really? But you know what? Like, perspective is everything. Maybe John Cusack was a jerk to her and Kevin Spacey because they were getting high, and he's like, we're working, It's all perspective. But I do.
Yeah, it's just one person's side of the story,
Yeah. I did pick out a couple celebrities that I did want to talk about for Pride Month. Just some of my favorite, queer names in cinema. Some that don't often get talked about too often. There's plenty of names that, come to the foreground. You don't have to take my word for it. Just look at Pumpkinhead.
Hey.
And, you know that there are some names that when we talk about, queer voices in cinema and acting and in directing and other aspects. But I have always loved this man right here. Does anyone else know who he is?
The one on the right or the left?
Yes.
On the left, there is Paul Bartel. That's Mary Warnoff on the right. So surely you know who Mary Warnoff is. But yes, that's Paul Bartel. Paul Bartel, he was one of those guys that like made movies when he was a little kid, and actually found sneaky ways to make that hobby part of his schooling, in illegitimate ways. And he was really something, and he makes this actually very good and for its time pretty risque film called Private Parts for Gene Corman. I bet you can guess who Gene Corman's famous brother is.
I wonder.
Ralph Corman.
Yeah. I do really recommend checking out Private Parts, and it's pretty impressive that MGM put that out. Again, because it's kind of risque, but it introduced his flavor of social satire, which was very broad and just kind of matched the tackiness of the disco era. This slide is from Eating Raoul, which is making fun of the Me generation and swingers and sexual obsession, but he's doing it in the goofiest way imaginable. It's almost like Airplane, like social satire via Airplane. It's very, very goofy. And if you've never seen Eating Raoul, it is pretty ridiculous. Here's another slide from it with Mary Warnoff, just because I love these two. So after Private Parts, Roger Corman is looking at to work with Paul Bartel. I think it was Big Bad Mama that he was the DP on. And Roger Corman likes him, likes his style, so he hires him to make this movie. And this is one of
Hooray.
my favorite films. I love this movie so much. It is so like bright, vibrant, alive, crazy, and full of social satire as well. You know, it's not. It has it. It's got it. This is Death Race 2000. It takes place in the year 2000 when, you know, post earthquakes and apocalypse or financial destruction of the country has changed America. Now our national pastime is the death race, where you drive across the country in these crazy vehicles looking for pedestrians to kill.
Well, it was post grunge, to be fair to the drivers.
Mhm.
So, if you could tag someone with a striped shirt on, go for it.
Yeah, that is on the far right-hand side. You have David Carradine as Frankenstein, and then next to him is an completely unknown Sylvester Stallone.
Wow.
Hey.
Yep, as Machine Gun Joe Viterbo.
Mm-hmm.
Perpetual number 2 to Frankenstein. He hates Frankenstein. He's a fun villain. Like, he actually, like, when they introduce him, he says, you know, he says hello to the crowd, and the crowd is full of Frankenstein fans. So he gets out his Tommy gun and he shoots them all dead. You know, it's a lot of fun. And Mary Warnoff is also in this. She plays the cowgirl, and I think that's her all the way on the far left. That's her car. These cars were kit cars. A couple of them are Volkswagens, but they were kit cars. Man, I looked it up and now I can't remember the name of the company that put out the one that the body is the closest to it. It's Frankenstein's car. They basically just gave it a great paint job and those teeth and fins and called it a day.
I can't remember who put those out, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but it looks just like it. You know, I mean, they pulled the hood off, the roof. They pulled the roof off too. And they're just beautiful cars. They're fun to watch. The friendship that Paul Bartel makes with Mary Warnoff and several other filmmakers are lifelong for him. He was also an actor, and he started, like, Joe Dante worked with him all the time. Directors love to hire him, you know, for little bit parts, or sometimes even bigger parts. He has a great dry delivery, you know, an excellent poker face, and after Death Race 2000, which was a movie that Roger Corman hired him to direct, he then immediately has him do another car film, because he's like, Death Race 2000 would have been more successful if you'd just had more racing, more cars, gone harder, you know? And Paul Bartel is just like, well, that's not me, you know? I'm not like that. So he just has him do Cannonball, and because it's a gig and he got paid so poorly for Death Race, he does Cannonball, but he fills it full of like little cheeky jokes and like a shit ton of cameos. So
Cannonball with Peter Fonda?
Yeah, Roger Corman, I guess Peter Fonda is in it.
I think so, yeah.
It's all about cars. I know that. And yeah, it's full of cameos. So there's lots of fun visual gags here and there. Mary Warnoff, also in Cannonball. But those guys were friends for the rest of his life, and they starred in, I think it was like 16 movies together, all told. Jim Wynorski liked Eating Raoul so much that when he made Chopping Mall, he just has the Mary Warnoff and Paul Bartel star as the same characters, doing the same bit.
Sure.
It's hilarious.
I
And he
still haven't
also,
seen that movie. And I remember back when you had proposed it for Movie Club.
oh yeah, great film. It's a lot of fun. Dick Miller's in it. Barbara Crampton is in it.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Barb.
We love you, Barb.
We love you, Barb.
Yeah.
Thanks. Love you too.
And also, Paul did pass away of a heart attack following surgery for liver cancer. So
Oh, that's terrible.
yeah, it's he's 61 years old.
Oh my gosh. That's too young.
Yeah, absolutely. And was still working. In fact, an acting role came out posthumously. He had at one point developed his script for a sequel to Eating Raoul, and it got canceled at Vestron Entertainment a week before shooting. So there was almost a sequel to Eating Raoul, where him and Mary Warnoff, same characters, run for governor of California. And it would have been good. It would have been good.
Vestron would never steer you wrong.
Yeah. Maybe they knew something we didn't. And then one other queer voice that I just wanted to mention is this woman and her cat, Wendy
Yes.
Hooray!
Yes.
And one
All
of the
things yes.
one of the reasons why I wanted
Yeah.
to bring up Wendy Carlos is because she wrote a score for Split Second. We didn't mention that during the Split Second episode.
You Kitty, how did that not come up?
No.
I know. That's how it happens sometimes. You're talking and you forget,
You're so engrossed in the
Happens
material.
You don't talk about the score.
that you sometimes forget to mention some of the more interesting factoids, and this is one of them, that they hired her to do a score for Split Second and then didn't use it. She eventually put that score out, and she's still alive. She is very protective of her work, so you will not find her on Spotify or any other streaming service. She did eventually put out the score. It was not the first time she had written a score that was unused. In fact, Clockwork Orange, that was her big, kind of movie score debut. She was already very well known for Switched on Bach, which was a collection of famous songs by Johann Sebastian Bach, played on the Moog. So that was a very popular release, and that was actually put out by Walter Carlos. This is what Wendy Carlos looked like in 1968
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
when Switched on Bach was recorded and released, and did not actually tell the world that she was Wendy until 1979. But she had actually gotten surgery in 72. So she didn't spend too much time as Walter. But let's see, I had one more picture I wanted to share I thought was just adorable. But yeah, she made here we go. Okay, check this out. This is
Mm-hmm.
this is like high school
Wow.
Oh wow.
with the bow
Beauty and
tie.
sound.
Beauty and sound. This rules.
Yeah.
But yeah, she
What a
did
legacy.
the Clockwork Orange soundtrack, which is just so iconic. When you hear that first, just that first tone that's like descending upon you with those bright colors. The opening of that film is just so grabs you, and it's very, very memorable.
She did
But
Tron. Like,
she did Tron, yeah.
chef's kiss.
Yeah, and she did The Shining, but she did a lot more material for The Shining than what Kubrick used. He only used Ars Moriendi for the opening, and then used other music for the rest of the film. So she did eventually put out her. Soundtrack, complete soundtrack for The Shining as well. She released that. And here's a more modern photo of her from the 70s when she's living in New York City now, and is a real toast of the town. So
talk about a glow up.
Yeah, thank you, Wendy.
Thank you, Wendy, for all of your service.
Thank you, Wendy.
Yay.
Thank you, Paul. And
Paul.
That's all. Yeah. Just wanted to talk some. That's all I had for Pride Month. But I was I was thinking about talking about Vincent Price and Rock Hudson because those, I think queer history in Hollywood is really fascinating. That there was a time when you simply couldn't look and act any gayer than if you lived in Hollywood. And yet it was taboo to be gay.
Yeah. I don't know, when I think about that era, I think even more than Rock Hudson, the one person that comes to mind is Cesar Romero, who publicly was not gay, but privately everybody else who knew him and around him, who worked with him, they all knew.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, I always kind of wonder, was that a reason why his career didn't step up into that next level tier? Because that man was a tall, handsome drink of water.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But he never really progressed past that sort of B movie status.
Mm-hmm. If I was going to pick one reason, I would say is because he's such a character actor. He's not he's not a lead. He's just not a lead.
I don't know. He was very handsome when he was young.
And incredibly charismatic.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would be the first issue, especially in Hollywood, but Vincent Price certainly exceeded him career-wise. In terms of the number and the quality of roles that he had, but it's hard to say. It's all it's all smoke and mirrors because you've got the publicity departments at the studios making up gossip about whoever's kissing who at this party and whatever.
Yeah,
but none of it was true. It was all completely manufactured. So it's hard to say. Cesar Romero is one of my favorite actors of all time.
Yeah, mine too.
So was Vincent Price. So.
Yeah. Vincent Price is incredible. I read recently that he actually identified as bisexual. I mean, like a lot of like a lot of gay men, at that time, there was, you would still marry and have kids.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And it would, it wouldn't be great. It didn't always work out so well. I know that happened in Hollywood as well.
Oh, it's still happening. Don't kid yourself. It's still happening.
I know, yeah, but it used to happen on a much larger scale.
Yeah,
And
it was part of the factory process. Was
yeah, and I know in there were also situations where it worked out. It was made to work out. It's just a different type of love. Like you're just like, hey, you're my friend, we get along, sort of thing. When you're forced to.
well,
when you're
it's easy
essentially
to
forced
forget
marry.
too that for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, that's what went on with regular people too. They
Mhm.
just got
Yeah.
married.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that sort of,
It was a business arrangement.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That's always what marriage has been.
Mhm.
Like,
We
genuinely.
are. Yeah, it's only.
It's about property and ownership.
Yeah, it's really only
Assets.
been in the past 500 years or so that there's been this rising notion of romance first.
Correct.
Like before that, yeah, it's like
Most
marriage.
most marriages were arranged in one way or
Arranged,
another,
yeah,
whether it
yeah.
was formally or informally.
Usually a financial
Well,
arrangement.
Yes.
Yes.
and let's not forget that at some point, and thank God we've moved on from it, that being gay was not legal. It was,
Yeah.
you
Sure.
could get
Legal.
arrested and
Yeah.
thrown in jail for it.
Yes.
And
To be so privileged to forget that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's and most people would choose to hide behind appearances or
Any
whatever. Well, just so that they can avoid persecution or
Yeah.
rejection or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. It would ruin your career.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
it. Like your career's over. And
I mean, look what they did to that Alan Turing guy.
Yeah.
That is horrifying. The man was
Saved
a
the war.
hero and saved the world, basically, and they still threw him in jail and castrated him because he was gay. That is a nightmare.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I was glad to read that Vincent Price identified as bisexual though, because I was like, well, at least that's one guy in this situation and environment that can at least be like, well, it's not so bad.
I feel like Vincent Price is one of the ones that seem to make it work for him.
Yeah.
I mean, none of us were fooled. Like if you were fooled by
no.
Vincent Price, you were probably fooled by Freddie Mercury and
Mhm.
Elton John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what a king to embrace his bisexuality instead of thinking he has to choose sides. We love
Mhm.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you do what you can. You have to pick your battles between providing a life for yourself and your family and your own personal identity. And
He said, why not? Why can't I be Hannah Montana? I want the best of both worlds.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Vincent
got
Price
it.
asked why he can't be Hannah Montana. What?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No,
I think this is a younger generation thing, dear.
I may be out of my element. I mean, wow. Well, I picked out my Halloween costume. It is Vincent Price as Hannah Montana.
Incredible.
Oh, trick or treaters!
Oh,
Oh, very spooky.
Spooky astronaut. And you're dressed as my dad. How adorable! Come on
man,
in, Billy Ray. Have some M&Ms.
I can't readily find it. I didn't prep it, but it's sitting actually right here. Anytime that I'm doing this show or B-sides, I'm looking at Vincent Price and his pug.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
that's
Yay.
wonderful.
this is
What
the
is the pug's name?
Remind
Remind me.
I cannot remember, but he was on TV with this pug, and that was his first pug. He always
It's
had
not Mooch.
It was Betty White's pet show. She had a show and she would
Yes,
interview
yes.
celebrities with
And
their
their
pets.
Yeah. And he had always been a dog owner, and he just always kind of wanted a pug. And boy, you can't, what a perfect pair, you know? Like, I love it so much. So much. But you'd think I would know the name of his pug. But I'd be beating my head at the trivia, you know, geeks who drink on this question. Like, I know. But I can't remember.
It's too bad there's no way to look up that kind of information.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I'm googling it right now. What was Vincent Price's
Oddly enough, the pug was named
Pugs.
Smilex.
name?
Yeah, he Vincent Price also
Named Puffle.
Hell yeah.
Sometimes
yeah.
affectionately called Puffalina Pansy Price.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. That rocks.
No way.
Puffle.
That's the gayest thing you can name your dog.
You're
Like,
100% sure he was in the closet.
Yep.
Happy Pride, everyone.
Yeah.
From
Buffalina
Here.
Sparkly Pants Price.
Happy Pride for Buffy.
Puffle.
I'm not gay. I just have fantastic taste in interior decorating.
and dog names.
Mm-hmm.
God,
Yeah.
yes.
Amazing. That was an excellent little nugget. Thank you for using the resources that are available to us in 2026.
My pleasure.
That worked out. Finally, the internet did something good.
Now we know this answer for future trivia.
No. It's Buffalina.
Bingo.
I fucking know this.
I know this.
Princess Puffy Pants Price.
Puffalina Pansy Price.
Buffalina.
I love it.
Puffle.
Good.
Puffle.
Has anyone seen Triple P? Triple P, where are you?
Puffalina. It's so good. I'm so sorry.
Whoa.
No.
What?
What
Why
is
are you
that?
ruining what we have?
Bring back Puffalina.
I just
Oddly
I could-
enough,
I-
his name also Puffalina.
It's his middle name. He, you know.
It's a family name.
I
What
wish
is
that.
this?
Yeah, well, we saw this a couple days ago at a sneak preview.
Is this that
Robin
Hugh?
Hood.
Yeah,
Yes. Puffalina Jackman.
That is
Yeah.
Jackman's not a gay enough name.
Hugh Jackman is not a gay name.
Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. Be
Oh,
watched.
no.
Is this the Robin Hood movie?
Yes, this is definitely
Yeah.
Robin Hood. So
Bastardization.
I kind of wanted to just bring it up because we're allowed to talk about it now. They told us like don't mention it on the internet until Wednesday, so we can mention it. And yeah, we got to see it. It comes out on the 19th, I think, next weekend.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they actually told you at the screening not to talk about
Yes,
it?
there is
Oh, cool.
an embargo.
Yeah, no, I know what it is. I'm
Yes.
congrats on getting in on the early show. That's cool.
Well, it's always a good, like, you know, I didn't know what to make of it because I think like immediately The Death of Robin Hood, I hear that title alone, and I'm like, you can't market it. It's not going to make money. It's not going to work. You know, like nobody wants a Robin Hood movie anymore. That's just not a thing. You know, like it's a bad idea. And Hugh Jackman, very talented actor, but I don't know if you're going to get box office on him alone. That part I don't really know about with Hollywood. There's a whole numbers game with certain names. In case you're wondering why they still make Jared Leto movies, it's because there is a certain amount of box office that automatically comes. Believe it or not, there's a certain amount of box that automatically comes with Jared Leto. It's the same true with Hugh Jackman. But this looked like a very expensive film, and it was just beautiful.
It was beautiful to look at.
Yeah,
That is true.
They shot in Northern Ireland, and there was a little opening with the director where he had his cat. He was holding his cat for the opening, and he and his cat lived in Northern Ireland for a year to make this movie. So I do encourage you to check it out. It is a good movie. It's a lot like Pig. If you saw Pig with Nicolas Cage, that was an extremely well written and acted film, and that is something that just conversationally, there's some very gripping and difficult lines and exchanges in this movie. Very good.
I saw a couple of previews for it online, and I was kind of on the fence about, well, God, this could go either way.
Yeah.
And so, well, at least you thought it was good. That's nice to hear.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not just saying that because I like Pig. It is a very good script, and as things go on, there are moments in the third act where like a single line tells you so much about everything you've learned so far. And it's really remarkable. But if you don't know, the general story is the legend of Robin Hood is all exaggeration, if not outright lie. And the real Robin Hood is just a murderous bandit who may have occasionally thrown scraps to the meek, but just a very, very bad man, who robbed from the rich or anyone else. So
would you consider this a deconstruction?
I don't know. Like, I felt like it's more just like a realistic approach. It is in large part about how and why we make stories. Like the whole Maid Marian and Sheriff of Nottingham is like addressed in like a couple lines. Someone asks him about it, and he's like, I don't know if I killed the Sheriff of Nottingham or not, but I probably did. Or I've killed plenty of sheriffs anyway, or something along those lines. So, but they do often mention the legend of Robin Hood and what it means to people, and it's. I felt like it was a tightrope for a lot of the film, but successful.
I guess what I'm asking when I ask if you feel like it's a deconstruction, do you feel like it's a cynical deconstruction? Or is there a purpose to the alteration of the myth?
There is a purpose.
Okay.
Purpose. It doesn't seem especially cynical. It just is kind of human, like the human condition.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, not especially negative, but just kind of like, this is what life like. Like this, we're always going to do this. Hugh Jackman is pretty incredible. And I don't know how much of that old face. I mean, they give him a facial scar, so he's always wearing makeup. I don't know how much of that old face is makeup or not. It looks incredible. There's so many close-ups.
He
of
is
him.
old.
And-
I mean,
He's getting up there in
he
age.
is old. He is in amazing shape, but he is old. So
yeah.
Well, that center vein in his forehead, that's all him.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
seen that for decades now.
that's the clogging muscle.
Yeah. Hey, Nick, good to see you. We're still talking
Hi,
about
Nick.
stuff. Yeah. So, in case you were wondering, I do recommend Death of Robin Hood. And yes,
Okay.
I recommend. I recognize that it's probably not going to do well just based on, several factors that I don't think are all that marketable. But it's, we'll see. I've been wrong, and I'll be glad to be wrong.
When does this come out?
In a couple weeks.
It is. It will be Friday the 19th. Friday the
Okay.
19th.
Oh, okay.
Well, Babs and I were commiserating / lamenting over what a horrible month it is for contemporary cinema.
Mm.
Yeah.
There is really not a lot of good stuff out there. So
Yeah.
Good to know. This is worth a check out.
I know.
If nothing else, it's really beautiful to look at. But yes, let's talk about I Love Boosters now. Speaking of beautiful to look at. Holy moly.
Yeah, if you're like, if you've been in the dumps about movies, and I understand exactly where you're coming from, this movie is the cure for that. This movie has 100 ideas, and they all work perfectly.
Insane.
Yeah.
So
this is the movie that we ran into Jess at. Pumpkin and I went to go see it, and then Jess just happened to be at the same theater, and then other movie friends of ours showed up there too, because it wasn't on that many screens, and not Alamo Drafthouse is no longer the go-to.
Thumbs down.
Yeah, which is it's unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. You sell your theaters to Sony, or Sony buys it, or when you go bankrupt, or whatever happened.
Well, they already renamed Alamo Drafthouse in the one in San Francisco as Christopher Nolan Cinema or some shit like that.
What? No, they didn't. Are you for real?
I think so. Yeah, that's what I didn't go very deep into it. It was just something that I kind of scrolled past on Twitter.
I'm looking at
But
this
and it could just be a one-time only thing in preparation of the Odyssey or some bullshit thing like that. But I was just like,
right.
Really?
No, you're right. Variety posted an article today about that.
Wow.
Wow.
I heard Christopher Nolan is also.
Christopher Nolan.
He's also chopping down the Statue of Liberty. So fuck Nolan.
Dude, I love nothing more than to be a hater about that man. So this just gives me more fuel to be haters on both the Christopher Nolan and Alamo Drafthouse brands.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Every generation has a chronically overrated director,
That's Chris Nolan. He's just a white man that got funded. I'm sorry. It's nothing particularly exciting about his stories. There's nothing exciting there. Anybody that gets the support and resources that he got can be a creative.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can throw away his Batman.
Yeah, I was just that's exactly what I was thinking of
and
too.
Memento as just being lucky. I mean,
in fact, those were
there's
the
a lot of
five.
work in
Those
those
were
movies.
exact 5 movies that I was thinking of too.
Yeah, he may be
everything
overrated.
Else, maybe, but I really did enjoy those particular 5.
Yeah, he may be overrated, but I can't dismiss him. Especially for the Powerpuff Squad here, they look like they want to take all of my wallets.
I don't know what I'm looking at here. I feel like I'm looking at live action Bratz dolls. Is this and this is completely a generational thing. I firmly believe that. I don't know what this is.
This is I Love Boosters, and it's
Okay.
It's uniquely.
Yeah, and I was just thinking, like, the first part of I Love Boosters is, fairly straightforward in just kind of like introducing you to its premise of, young women who hatch plots to steal extremely high dollar luxury shop clothing and then, sell it for a fraction of its price.
Well, they look like they could use some.
Yeah. Well, that's, this is, it also talks about how ridiculous and dysfunctional fashion is.
Look, if you were going to skin the Muppets and wear them, this would be your trophy picture.
Yeah.
I love a Muppet.
Yeah. I mean, where did they come from?
I dance in the moonlight wearing my Cookie Monster skin. Yeah.
Don't you skin? I would cookie me.
All right. So what's this about? What is the deal here?
So, because it's a Boots Riley movie, it's going to get fantastical. But at the very start of it, these women are what's called boosters. It's a real thing. They, steal large pieces of inventory from the most expensive clothing stores so that they could sell them and people could wear the authentic thing. It's the real deal. They're getting it, and they're getting it for a fraction of the price. And, they're living like just essentially right at the poverty level. And each of them, has different dreams or plans to go elsewhere, and that's just like how it starts. And then the fantasy starts to come in, where there are things like a magic handbag that can take the entire store inventory. And then there's suits that are,
Well, let maybe.
So, okay, I don't want to ruin
save
everything.
Some surprises.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin everything, but what I will say is that there is a lot of DIY effects and blood, sweat, and tears in this movie. There's stop motion animation. There's miniatures. Like there are so many effect shots, especially for the second half of the movie, and so little of it is CGI. Like, CGI is used, but is mostly used to augment, and most of what you're seeing in the effect shots are, old style, old school special effects making. There's stuff.
Is there a trailer for this that we can watch? I don't mean to steer the show, but
no.
I'm having a hard time getting my mind around this.
It is a fantastical, crazy concept. That is it's fair to be a little confused.
Yeah.
It is hard to articulate exactly what the film is. I don't think I can condense it either, because I've been following this film for a while. I've been really excited for it, so I've just been consuming all of its marketing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how do I condense what I know about this?
Yeah, I know. It's difficult. It's difficult not to spoil things, but Demi Moore plays the queen of fashion. And
she's
so she's the she's the one that's on the other end of things.
Bitch.
Yeah, trying to take care of our heroes here. And man, a trailer, I only have one monitor. I'm not really set up for screen sharing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to send you off into Narnia, but
no, it's okay. It's no secret that for a live stream host, I'm pretty logically inept. So the reason why I'm able to do what I do is because StreamYard makes it easy. They really do. But
I feel you.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Shout out StreamYard.
But I do highly recommend you check out the trailer and get your eyeballs on it, because it is a lot of fun. And if you haven't seen Sorry to Bother You, Boots Riley's previous film, it is also, it kind of takes place in the Boots Riley universe, and it is about, the customer service industry, and its parallels with, everything in life, really. And then in the third act, it takes a really hard turn into dark sci-fi. That, again, if you were going to watch it, I would not want to blow that surprise. But I can tell you that there's a point in Sorry to Bother You where you and everybody else are like, "What the fuck?"
What am I watching? Hold on.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Bewildering.
Yes.
But like in a really, truly great way.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of genre bending
Mm-hmm.
in his movie style. And it's always following some working class storyline. Someone struggling, just like all of us are, and then some crazy shit happens to create that into a wild journey. And it is always a fun time.
Yeah, and he tends to sell the trailers tend to just have first act stuff. He keeps the big surprises, out of the trailers. Like, I remember when Sorry to Bother You came out, the big joke that they were selling was, oh crap, what's his name from Lethal Weapon? Danny Glover. Yeah, Danny Glover he's giving advice to our main character about doing customer service phone work. And he's like, you just have to find your white guy voice. And he's like, my what? And he's like, your white guy voice. And then he changes his voice, and he is voiced by David Cross.
It's so good. And so all of them have the white guy voice, and so they're just dubbed over by these super white dudes.
Yeah, and then you recognize the voices too. Like you're immediately like that's David Cross, and he's of course hamming it up. Like, he has got a real customer service voice. I used to do telephone customer service, and I can tell you, it's kind of a little bit of a personal hell that you face every day and laugh.
I heard that.
Yeah, but I've done it for Citibank, done it for Priceline.
I do it for Austin Energy.
AT&T Wireless. Like, I hated doing AT&T Wireless because people would just be like, every time I drive into tunnel, it drops my call. And it's like, you are, what do you want me to do about that?
Well, let me reroute that tunnel for you.
I'm not here for life advice. But yeah, I thought that if you are tired of predictable movies, and there are so many of them out there, this was a lot of fun, and I laughed out loud. And I'm not an easy laugh in the theater. So
it's camp, it's fun, it's loud, it's a scathing capitalist critique.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen Obsession, the other low-budget horror movie that is just destroying the box office, destroying The Mandalorian of all things. Like, I really didn't see that coming.
Well, I think anybody who saw any episode of The Mandalorian could have seen that coming.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But I do think that the whole YouTuber to director thing is interesting.
Oh, it's absolutely inevitable. This is what I mean, in some way or another, all of us, not just here, but all of us streaming are potential or frustrated filmmakers.
Yeah.
In some way or another.
Mm-hmm.
So if you run a channel, like it's part of what's in your blood. So I like this progression. I'm surprised it took this long to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of my thing is I'm a little surprised that it took this long for studio executives to catch on.
We'll always have Shelby Oaks.
Oh my god.
I think I gave Shelby Oaks a 2.5.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that was very gracious of you.
That might have been nice.
Every theater.
But
Obsession.
Yeah, so we're talking about Backrooms, which was a YouTube creepypasta that A24 option for
and a video game.
Oh yeah, and there's a video game.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah.
It's apparently a creepy fucking video game too. Like
yeah, I've watched a little.
Unsettling. A24 just this was one of the youngest directors, like it was the youngest director for A24, but
he's 20, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kid's like not even old enough to drink.
Yeah. And I haven't I didn't want to watch it before the movie. I kind of wanted to go to the movie cold, but I have been meaning to sit down and watch the original Backrooms now that I've seen the movie. There is just it is a really fun movie to look at, and I thought the different reveals were actually really fun and weird, and that in the end I was like, yeah, I had a spooky good time. Like that was unsettling, that was funny. There's several very funny and kind of dark comedy moments. It's obviously a first feature, especially connecting the setup to when the action really starts to cut loose is uneven. It gets a little joggy here and there. So it's not a perfect film by any means, but
a big shout out to the director for using a lot of practical sets and effects.
Oh yeah. He was not going to AI this. He was not going to CGI this. And as a matter of fact, there is a scene where she is there's two characters, a male character, a female character. When the female character goes to the back rooms, as she's walking around, at one point, she reaches a portion that is actual houses, but all you're seeing are the fronts of the houses, like kind of coming out of a yellow wall. And all of that was shot on location in a neighborhood. And they used practical tricks to make the camera, make it look like these houses weren't actually there and that they weren't actually outside, that they were inside the back room still. And you'd never know. Like when I found out that scene was shot outside, I was like, I can't believe it. It looks so good. It's, if anything, when you're watching this movie, you kind of want them to move a little faster because you just want to see more and more. It's a little fetishistic in that regard. You're like, I love it. I love watching this movie, And when they're not in the back rooms, you're like, would you get back in the fucking back rooms? Just go back in there. Just go back in there now. This is boring. You know. But yeah, I was really fond of it. All three of the new movies we've talked about, I rate pretty high. And Pumpkinhead, you saw this. Did anyone else see this? Jess, did you see this?
No, it's still on my list.
Yeah,
I'm very anxious to see it though. I know like basically nothing. I've just seen like creepy shots, like this.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, Pumpkin, did you like it?
Yeah, I really did. I really got I felt like it was a vibe movie. It wasn't a plot, it wasn't plot forward. I feel like we were talking about this with our friend we went to see it with. Like, there is a comparison to be made to Skinamarink, which was extremely divisive, and I kind of liked it. I understand why people didn't, but I feel like this movie really succeeds in just like drawing on nostalgic images to create the creepiest feeling. It does it really well. And I mean, there is actually like a little bit of plot to draw things on, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. I would see it again.
I would too. Yeah, totally would check it out again. See if there's anything that maybe is like waiting for you on a second viewing. In fact, all three of the films we've talked about, I would see again. I'd probably see Boosters first, just because there's 1,000 things in Boosters.
Oh my gosh!
And like,
I already saw it twice.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to absorb everything. And I do want to see Death of Robin Hood twice, a second time, because the accents are so thick.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. The first 20 minutes, I'm like, this movie is like dripping with tension, but I have no idea what's going on because I can't understand a word anyone's saying. I just know this from musical cues. And maybe I'm getting to that age where I'm like, can we put the captions on?
I wanted captions.
But that said, I mean, again, I feel like you could mute the whole movie and just look at it, and the landscapes are so beautiful, and the costumes are really cool, and there's this really neat castle at one point. So yeah, just really enjoyable to just watch.
That was I kept finding myself looking at the texture and the composition of the costumes.
Yeah.
And just being like, man, yeah, that's kind of Oscar nomination worthy stuff there, man. They look really, really good. Yeah. Well,
I will take your word for it on Backrooms. I have nightmares about scenarios like that. So I don't think I want to go see it. I don't think I want to put my psyche through that damage. But,
I understand.
Well, not just because
but
Babs
kudos
worked at a furniture store, but
no kidding. When I worked for Ethan Allen for a long time, and when I first started working there, all of the rooms that had little vignettes, and I mean rooms. Yeah. You had an opening that went into another opening that went into another opening. They were all little boxy rooms set up as vignettes for furniture that you could sit in and live in and look like everything, picture it in your own home, that kind of situation, right? It wasn't just couches on a floor. So and I think a lot of that comes from that. Now, when the store went through a remodel, it got rid of all of the little rooms, and it had a much more
Oh,
open flow concept that you could walk through easier
Yeah.
and not feel like you're getting lost in a furniture store.
yeah.
It was like walking through a mini IKEA. It was a nightmare.
Mhm.
So no, I don't want to relive that.
Yeah, then stay away.
Yeah.
Just really like
But kudos to, you know, getting that film out there and having it be successful. That's the feat that I'm impressed by.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations on the accomplishment for sure.
Yeah.
I have no interest in contemporary horror at all. Zero, like less than zero. But I am a fan of our lead actor here, whose name I will now mangle.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah,
Ed
I like him
Well,
too.
waffle maker.
Yeah. What?
Engine
Yeah.
driven
Chweidel, Ejiofor. Yeah,
Chitchafor.
I'm gonna mangle it, but
I'm
I do
sorry,
like him as an actor. I
but
think
shout out.
he
I
is
have
pretty
loved him ever
fantastic.
since Firefly,
Mhm.
which is the first place I saw him. And I think he's fantastic. So I'm kind of like leaning towards giving this a chance. Again,
oh.
contemporary horror and staring at yellow piss filters is not really my thing. But I'm very happy to see some up and coming young filmmakers anywhere I can find them. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
He is
I
very
Yeah,
good in it.
definitely.
that deserves a
He's
clap.
amazing.
Um, and it does occur to me that maybe there's so many scenes that take place outside of the back rooms because they were like, if we use the back rooms too much, it'll exhaust people. So,
Well, it must be a terrible balance to try and find in editing and stuff.
yeah, for sure.
Because I realize that this is a mood piece. This is
Mhm.
God, I hate the fucking phrase, but it's a liminal space thing.
Right? Yes.
Fucking hate that phrase so much. I want to
It
scream.
gets thrown around so much, and it's like,
Oh God, it was like the buzzword of the year
Yeah.
a couple of years ago.
yeah. And I'm like, I've always,
This is not an
everyone's
easy
always
film
been-
to make. This
Yeah.
is I absolutely applaud the effort, and I will probably give it a shot at some point. But
Yeah.
the main thing here is that this month, when so many major releases are bombing,
Mhm.
that we have this and a couple other independent movies coming up, boiling up to the surface, and beating the shit out of Disney. Hooray!
Hell yeah.
Yeah, in a big way.
In a big way.
What a time to be alive.
I mean, I think back rooms we're looking at 10 million to, and what was it had a huge opening weekend.
Its opening weekend was, I think, triple the cost,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mhm.
which means that it's all gravy from there on out.
yeah. It definitely right away. It was like, yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, he had a fan base set up already from years of YouTubing and his videos and the game that came out, whatever. And that's not to disregard whatever he's accomplished with this feature film. But so there was a really strong turnout immediately from a certain part of the community on YouTube that was going to be there no matter what. But it seems to be sticking, and it's got some traction.
Yeah, for sure. And one more thing I wanted to mention about it is that in the theaters it's showing in, like their advertisement for it is just blue painter's tape.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I get it.
they just make the
Make the door.
make the door, and that's it. They did it at the theater we went to, and if you look online, you'll see that lots of theaters did it. So it's pretty.
That's
I'm
good.
like,
That's clever.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like it's not a poster. It's very cheap. I actually wonder if like they were just mailing a tiny roll of painter's tape. You know, like here you go. Here's your official Backrooms painter's tape to put up on some wall outside your theater. You know.
Well, as a set construction guy, I'm gonna go ahead and just say 4,000 or 5,000 right off the bat. I'm gonna have to bring in a couple of helpers.
I need a spotter for this. I need a spotter and a harness.
We're not union, but we do set aside a little money in case we get busted. So
yeah. And you know, I'm not ashamed. You know, I put my hand in that door, like half expecting it to work. You know, I was like, let's check it out. Let's see. And no, it did not work. But they probably have a security camera on there so that they have all, like they could eventually do a compilation of people trying out the Backrooms door on the theater. So yeah, that's kind of all I had prepared, to talk about. And so far, it's been great. I've had a wonderful time talking with y'all. Does anyone else have anything they want to talk about? What's going on?
Oh,
or
sorry, my cat just decided to like. Okay.
We can talk about
Oh.
Okay.
We can talk about your cat. I like talking about my cats.
Talking about my
spoken.
Phineas.
I don't know. This is a tough dry read to come to.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's not a lot going on right now.
Not really. Yeah. You know.
But yeah, I think you covered the hot points.
Yeah.
You brought up a couple of things I was completely unaware of.
Oh, good. Good. I'm glad. Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm intrigued about the Powerpuff Girls thing. That's a
what
lot.
Is there a Powerpuff Girls movie coming, or what's going on?
I don't know.
No,
I love
boosters.
boosters.
Those guys.
The booster. I love.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
All the fun for.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, these like okay.
The fun for gang.
Yeah.
No, you're gonna thank yourself for going to see this. It is a glass of cold water on a very hot day.
Yeah.
All right.
She got them boots with the fur.
Yeah.
That's right.
With
the fur. Oh, I was looking at her. Yeah, the fuck. You made a mistake.
You're not getting. You're not getting apple bottoms out of any of those outfits.
Nope.
No.
No, you're getting haute couture.
Total mystery. Cool. Yeah.
It does look intriguing. I do like.
I'm gonna watch the trailer after the show.
Yeah. It does look intriguing, and I do like. I don't know. I do like movies that sort of make fun of fashion just a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I like any movie that makes fun of the system.
yes. Yeah.
Office Space or Waiting or anything like that.
And boy, does it ever.
Yeah, you'll like this.
Boy, does it ever.
It smells a little young for me, but I'll check out the trailer.
Can't be that young. Demi Moore's in it.
Honey, I qualified for the senior citizens menu last time.
That's true. We did.
Well, I didn't feel like they were speaking a different language. You know, like I had no issue.
Well, at least it's shot horizontally.
It looks like it's a modern film, but it feels very like Return to Form.
Well, that's good to hear.
It's like its filmmaking techniques are all very old, and it's like it's a good movie, man. Go see it. I'm excited to hear what you guys say about it, even if it's not good things.
No,
I just
it's
want you to go see
fair.
it.
Yeah, no, it's fair. I just
And
there's
It's
so
also
much.
an independent film,
Yeah.
and we want to support those. That's
Yeah,
why I
yeah.
chose to go see this. I mean, I wasn't actually ever gonna go see Mandalorian in theaters, but
I'm
I was
happy to
very
support.
adamant.
I'm happy to support filmmaking. I'm not happy to support content.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, and that's what you would be doing if and when you go see I Love Boosters.
Yeah, and it's another one that is kind of hard to sell, in part because you don't want to spoil its surprises, and then also, it's difficult to summarize and articulate. So
Well, after having been through the '90s when El Mariachi happened and basically shattered the formula
yeah,
of Hollywood, and and maybe Robert Rodriguez got held up a little too high at that point by people that were defining cool at the time.
yeah,
What he did was remarkable. Right now doesn't feel quite like we're in 1995 filmmaking just yet, but I feel like it's ripe. The lane is open. I
yeah,
think all of these independent people should be pushing it to the wall right now because no one is happy with what's coming out from the major studios. And they're obviously tone deaf as to what most people want. So I think we might be on the verge of another
I think
revolution.
I don't know if it'll be maybe so much of a revolution, but you and I have had this conversation many times about why does everything have to be a tentpole, big budget franchise,
Yep.
whatever? Why aren't there smaller, more maybe not necessarily mainstream movies, but modest budget films that tell a story? Because we're not getting them anymore.
No.
And when you look back, like Total Recall is a perfect example of that era of when you could pick a year and you could pick 1982 or 1981 or whatever and go through it and look at how many
How spoiled
movies
we were.
yeah, that you could go to a movie every week and there was some gem waiting to be discovered, and you don't get that anymore. And I
Well,
don't think I'm
we
being
used to just
jaded
go to
about that.
we used to just go to the movies and roll the dice for $5.
Yeah,
And we were happy whether it was good or bad. We would go to the movies again the next week and watch something else.
yeah,
And things are too expensive now to do that.
You know.
But
yeah.
it's a different mindset now.
That's a problem, and I honestly don't know how you convince a studio to, like, instead of making a $200 million movie, make $10-20 million
right.
and take chances or
Well,
wild
I
swings with all of them and see what sticks, like, instead of, like, I just don't understand it. And I feel like kind of like that's what A24 is actively doing right now, is saying, like,
I think the answer is a lot more sinister. I think from what I've seen, these studios don't give a fuck whether anyone comes to see the movies or not, because all the suits are still getting paid. All of them. And all of the money laundering that's going on big budget movies where so-and-so their daughter owns the craft service company that's working on it, and so-and-so owns the trailer rental company that's working on it. All these assholes that don't care about the content get paid. So they don't care if we like the movies or not. It doesn't matter to them. They get paid.
Yeah.
And that's why we support independent films.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah,
But
one
the
time.
system has gotten very, very twisted, and I don't think
For sure.
I think the audience is the last factor in all of these big budget, big studio.
100%.
Yeah, they don't care if it makes money or not.
No, if they did, we wouldn't be in this situation. Movies are trash now.
Yeah, they're all still getting paid to deconstruct and destroy the lore of the things we loved when we were younger, and they haven't got an original idea between all of them. And it's
We haven't even been able to keep Alamo Draft House for long, and they already ruined it.
Yeah,
but it was a big, beautiful beacon while it lasted, though.
Well,
it was.
R.I.P.
It was. It's a wonderful thing to remember, and I will say that when we went to see Death of Robin Hood, I think we're probably getting a pretty good sample of moviegoers, there. But I didn't find it to be particularly disruptive, for all the hullabaloo that there's been about, using your phones to order. It's it didn't seem all that bad to me. Sorry to be blasphemous in saying that, but again, I think it would completely depend on what your audience was. I think if you go to see like something that's very popular and sells every seat, you're likely going to wind up with a lot of people on their phones the whole fucking movie through. So just like it seems so obvious to me. You can't tell people like use your phones for this, but only this. But in an ideal situation, it seemed to work out. Like if everyone follows that rule, it seemed to work out. It just doesn't seem likely that people will follow that rule.
Yeah, I just refused on principle.
Yeah. Hey, we got free tickets, so that's why we were there.
That's fair. If I got free tickets, I'd go, but I haven't been back. I canceled my season pass.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got like an 8-screen theater near our house that sells reasonably priced giant beers. And
massive beers.
Yeah, they're like comically large. And they are, and they're like
huge.
They're like movies nowadays are 3 hours long, so here's
a 3-hour Duff beer.
Here's a 3-hour beer.
It's a 32 ounce. It's massive.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, is there only one size? Yes. Yes.
I don't know. We had
one size.
when we went to see -1 in the theater, we did, because there's no theaters near us at all.
Oh.
Everything's at least a 20 to 30 minute drive away.
At least.
We did pick a fancy theater, basically, which was, you got to choose your own seats,
recliners,
and that kind of stuff. And we ordered dinner, and it was a date night for us.
Yeah.
That date night was like $100 for us to go to a movie.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I also think part of that is an issue too, is the overbearing cost. Now, granted, we didn't need to go to the fancy theater. We wanted to go to the fancy theater, but that being said, we also went, the three of us, me and my son and Adam, went to see Deadpool on a matinee in a regular old AMC theater. And it was, for the three of us, it was still $100.
Really?
That was that was tickets. That was a popcorn and drink, and it was a lot.
Yeah.
And so and the only reason why I remember this is because I got gift cards, right? And it was I think a $50 gift card, and then a $75 or a $25 gift card. and those got eaten up completely, and we still ended up spending cash on other
Wow.
things.
While we were still in the concessions
Right.
line. Yeah.
That's wild.
So that's another factor, you know.
Mm,
For
totally.
For sure.
I don't know how to rectify that, you know, without saying you people are greedy sons of bitches.
Right.
But
Yeah.
Well, that's it,
That's-
though. That's it.
that's it. They're greedy sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how far back you want to walk it, because COVID destroyed theaters.
Mhm.
Yeah, they did.
It absolutely did. And they have not been the same since. But yeah, we don't get to a first run movie more than every couple of years. And we are movie people.
Yeah.
Like, our channel is based on movies.
Yeah.
We love film, and we can't afford to go to a
No.
first run theater more than every couple of years. It just doesn't come up.
Yeah. And like
So-
there really are no second run theaters anymore. You know?
No, they
Well,
got rid of the $5 theater.
Mhm.
Well, sadly, there is a second run theater here in town, but they're only open on Friday nights.
What?
Mm.
All of
So
our audience voted
strange.
very strongly
Yeah.
for us to do B-sides on Friday nights. And so we had to give up our only shot at going to the cut and paste second run revival house here in town,
Oh.
which is a lovely place. It really is. But
Do they do like regular price movies the rest of the week?
no, they're not open the rest of the week.
That's
They-
so weird.
They don't.
Lottery.
This theater is an antique. I mean,
Okay.
it was
It's
built.
a throwback.
It was built, you know, in the late 30s, early 40s, maybe.
Oh wow.
So it's a single screen, single theater, and they
Nice.
only show classic films on Friday nights. Any other time of the week, the venue is open for things like, you know, if they want to book, you know, a Beatles cover band or some
Mhm.
a third tier comedian or
A
something like that.
comedian or
Yeah.
something, cover band.
So that's it.
also,
They're not open otherwise.
Also,
Yeah.
they're using a office presentation projector,
Yes.
not the original,
God.
Yeah.
not the original 35 millimeter projectors,
Oh.
and they are not paying licensing for the movies that they show.
No.
So funny.
That's
Absolutely,
hilarious.
it's like straight off of YouTube, so
Yeah.
it's
Right on, honestly.
kind of piratey, but yeah, but
yeah.
like without driving an hour, that was our option.
Yeah. It kind of sucks. I really hate it.
I'm
But-
sorry.
Mm.
Yeah, you know,
Well,
It
it's
is
not your
what it
fault.
is,
We-
but I
we
mean-
live in a broke ass town.
Yeah.
well,
Town sucks.
yeah, I know.
I think for my birthday, I want to have to insist on a drive-in.
Okay.
You have some. There are drive-ins.
There's a couple. Again,
There is one.
a
There were
drive
two,
away.
and one closed down. So
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah, bummer.
I think that's my birthday wish this year. I think we're gonna go to the drive-in. It's either that or the
Okay.
bowling alley. But,
Well, you won't if you hate the hour drive, honey. I don't know what to tell you because the drive-in is going to be at least an hour, maybe an hour 15.
oh, I
20.
think we buy the camping pass and we sleep in the car.
There you go.
All right.
Just
I'll
keep
see
the
what I can
restrooms
do.
open for us.
That's the real driving experience.
Oh yeah.
I don't care how, like, I don't care how unrealistic it is. Making love in a modern car. I'm going to do it anyway because I'm at the drive.
Well,
Okay, have fun.
at this age, I can do it by myself.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I'm alone, that's gonna make it easier.
Yeah.
Don't forget to ask for extra napkins at the concession stand.
Oh my
I gave myself the popcorn supply.
Smilex, what are you doing in there?
Fun little gift.
Puffalina.
Paulina.
No, don't
Naughty,
you bring
naughty
Puffalina in
dog.
this. Don't you bring Puffalina. She is an innocent soul.
This is what happens with unchecked digressions.
That's right. They go weird places. We're actually at our bedtime, I believe. So
Oh, okay.
we'll have to, I think we'll be wrapping it up here. But
Well,
I have
shit.
had a lot of fun talking about stuff.
Yeah, this was a great idea, Jethro Bot.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks. Well, every once in a while we have scheduling kerfuffles, so maybe this won't be the only oops all digressions.
I think you mean kerpuffle.
Kerfuffle.
Wow, such cackling.
Yes.
Perfect. I did mean kerfuffle.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to top that.
No. Let's end it on a high note right there. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to find someone for us to raid on Rumble.
Awesome.
Take it away, Johnny.
Okay. Well, and as a reminder, please check out B-Roll Stage. Check it out on YouTube or
B-sides
preferably
every Friday
Rumble.
at
Yeah,
6:00 Pacific time.
that's right. Yep.
Yours truly, Ghosty, and Jethro
Mm-hmm.
will all be there.
Do you know what we'll be watching?
Of course,
No.
I don't.
I am leaning towards the Cameron Mitchell Western.
There was a lot of talk of that last week.
Yeah, it's not decided, but maybe kind of, yeah.
Okay. And then, of course, Totaled Recall on Wednesdays.
That's right. So our next episode of Total Recall is going to be the 17th, a week from today, at our usual time. And it is going to be 1992's Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I can't wait.
A
Yay.
film that gives Paul Reubens third billing in the opening credits.
Not
I
bad.
know. Not
Warm
bad.
your heart. I love it.
I love him. I love it so much. Yeah, I am looking forward to this.
Mhm.
And I know it was my pick, but yes, I am looking forward to this.
And I have zero experience with the show. I have no reference to the show whatsoever.
Oh God, I was a huge fan of this show.
I know that that's not uncommon. That has a lot of huge fans.
Yeah.
And, certainly did at the time that it was out. I think I probably heard about it first and been like, a show about that movie, that's not going to work out, because I've always got my finger on the pulse.
Well, they said the same thing about MASH, and look at that.
Yeah.
That went on forever.
Yeah. Suicide is painless.
All righty.
All right. Well, so we'll see you next week. And until then, I didn't put the closer on, so I'm just going to hit end stream. We're just going to end
Close enough.
Yeah.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Bye,
Good night. Bye.